Good morning, everybody. My name is Brad and this is Firewood at the Furnace. It's been a couple weeks since we brought these 2 loads of logs in, which is mostly Locust, a little bit of cherry mixed in there. But as you know, a really good looking straight couple loads of logs. And today, the goal is to get all of these bucked up, and we are going to do it in a way that you've never seen before. We've got a special guest coming in this morning. He should be here in about 15 or 20 minutes. And he's bringing along his toy with him. And I call it a toy, but it's actually a piece of equipment. And we're gonna buck these logs up in like I said, in a way that I've never tried before. And I'm curious to see how well it works and how quick we can rip through this. Got a brand new sharp chain on the 500i, and we're gonna see how much of this we can rip through here today, so stick around. All right, everybody, this is Joe Gilbert. You all know him from the live streams. He's on the Friday Night Live on Back 40's channel all the time. He jumps on my live streams on Thursday. And he was here at the fellowship last year. He's the one that let me borrow his dump trailer. And he was walking around meeting everybody. Are you coming to the Paul Bunyan show this year?
No, sir.
No, he's not gonna make it. But he's interested in all these Firewood channels, everybody in this community. He spends a lot of time on YouTube.
Yep.
And he was gracious enough to bring along his toy with him today. And I'll spin you around here and show you what he brought that's going to help us get these Locust logs bucked up. Tell us a little bit about it, Joe.
Well, it's a Kubota KX33 with a hydraulic thumb, and I want to see what it can do. It's fairly new to me, and I love to play with it. So there's no better chance than to play with it and see what it can do is to help Brad out picking up logs.
Well, I told him when he offered to bring this, I said, you're probably just going to spoil me and make me want to spend money that I don't have. But we'll see how it goes today. These Locust logs are pretty long. I think they're about 20 or 22 foot long. If we need to cut them in half to swing them around, that's what we'll do. But the plan here is to position him kind of in the middle between those Locust logs, that pile of logs right there, and where the splitter is to the right. And if we can position him there and he's able to pick up a log and swing it around near the splitter, I will just stand there and buck him up without having to bend over, and he'll be sitting in the air conditioning all day because he's got the enclosed cab. But we'll see how that's going to work out, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So he's going to get unloaded and we're going to get to work. Well, that is the longest and the most consistent time that I've ever run the 500i. And this is about an hour and what, 15 minutes worth of work?
Yep.
And me and him have come up with a system as we've worked through this to where he's holding the log up and I stand in one place. I'll mark it, he'll move it over, I'll mark it, he'll move it over, and when I get to the bucket, he brings it back to the beginning and I make my cuts, and I never even hardly have to move at all. He just moves the log to the saw, which is working out really good. We equated that, we're both fire department members here in the county, and we equated that to our experience running ladder trucks and things like that when you've got firemen working on the end of a ladder. You know, being gentle and trying to read each other's minds. You know, once you work together long enough, I kind of know what he's going to do and he kind of knows what I'm going to do, and we can work together. So this has totally spoiled me, let me tell you, Joe.
Good. I'm glad I could spoil you.
The machine is working absolutely awesome.
And I'm learning too.
It hasn't struggled with any of these logs at all. Sometimes if you reach out really far and extend the boom all the way out and lift, he said he can feel a little bit of the weight, but once he brings that log in a little closer to the cab, it hasn't had any problem picking up any of this long, good sized locust. So we're just taking a little bit of break. I had to tighten the chain on the saw, fuel it up. I think I'm on what, my third or fourth tank of fuel now.
Yeah, I think he uses the fuel, but man, does it cut. I'm really impressed. It's the first time I've seen Brad cut consecutively, and I can't hardly keep up with him. That saw is so good.
Well, he told me the other day on the phone that he wanted to bring his Husky over and run it up against the 500. You still want to do that?
I'm leaving it in the truck.
He's gonna leave it in the truck. We made a believer out of him. All right, let's get back to cutting.
Okay.
that is it. We are done cutting. Both those big loads of locusts that were laying over here are done. We started a little, right about 8:30 was when we made our first cut, and we finished up right at 11:45. So a little over 3 hours to cut all that wood. Would have taken me probably 3 days. We did in a little over 3 hours. So all he's doing now is just moving some rounds out of the way to open up a path for me here, because I still need to be able to get the truck down in there to load for deliveries. So quite the massive pile here. We went higher rather than wider so that I could get my truck through there. And we are pretty jammed up here against the splitter. More rounds than I've ever had cut and ready to split at one time here. The 500i ran absolutely awesome. I didn't even have to sharpen the chain. Probably 6 tanks of fuel through it today, maybe 7. Kind of lost count. But Joe just got this machine a couple years ago, and he said he hasn't used it a whole lot. So I think he enjoyed himself coming over and getting to run the machine, become a little more familiar and proficient with it. I thought he did a fantastic job. Very smooth on the controls, and you can see he's playing there, gonna set a round on top of the other round. He pretty much ran the machine at an idle the entire time, and that thing is absolutely awesome. I don't think there'll ever be one of those machines here in the yard that belongs to me. But if he likes to play and likes to use it and I get backed up on rounds again, he's welcome here, obviously, anytime. So he's gonna get done moving stuff around here, get the trailer loaded, and we'll wrap things up. All right, we are all done. Joe's got the mini excavator loaded back up on his trailer, and he's getting ready to take it out of here. But we got everything done today that I wanted to get done in a very short amount of time. Joe got to run his machine for quite a while, and I got to tell you, you were pretty proficient.
Oh, I'm getting that way. I'm getting better.
It's nice and smooth.
That's what I like to do, practice. And there's nothing better to practice it with a bunch of wood.
Got his machine all muddy. I feel bad about that. I wish I had a pressure washer here so I could clean it up for him.
It's a machine. It's made to get dirty.
We've had a couple evenings of rain. It rained again overnight last night, so the yard's a little bit muddy. But it was dry enough to do what we did today, and I'm glad we got all that done. So lots and lots of splitting to do. He said he may come over here in the next few days or weeks and pull the levers on the Eastonmade for me. But that's going to be it today. I appreciate you all watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Give Joe a shout out. He'll be reading all the comments. He watches all the videos. So everybody say hello to Joe, and we will see you next Wednesday.
See you.